Your favorite college station, Z90.7 WZIS-FM, Terre Haute.
This is the Shut-Ins Talk Show on Z90.7.
Here we go!
It's time to nerd out with all the latest in the world of video games, media, and technology.
Hello and welcome to the Shut-Ins Talk Show. It's me, it's DJP. With me as always is...
Gavin, the chef cook. How's it going, Jacob?
It's going great. We were live like 2 hours ago.
Yes, we were.
On Twitch, for those of you that might have seen. Obviously, you wouldn't have heard it if you're listening on the regular radio.
Yeah.
It's only on Twitch.
Sorry.
Yeah, if we could do both, that'd be great.
It's a podcasting.
Yeah, it don't work out like that. But anyways, we got a hodgepodge of news to talk about. There's I was gonna say there's a couple main things. It's mainly all together, and we'll probably be talking about that later. But the first thing we're gonna talk about is something that I believe was posted today. Yeah, posted today. It was officially talked about because we've been talking about this show for a bit, and I think a couple weeks ago is when we talked about where it was revealed when we would get more information. But this is earlier than that because it was announced that Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus will premiere on December 29th. We had no idea of a release date. All we knew is that information about it would be given to us sooner, like next month on Disney Plus Day, which is happening in November, right?
Yeah.
Or is it October?
It's November.
Okay, yeah. So that's still 2 months away.
Because fandom's in October.
Right. DC fandom's in October, and then 2 months from now, Disney Plus Days in November, because that's the anniversary when they launched.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to get information about the Book of Boba Fett for 2 months. But instead, I guess they were bored, so they're just like, we can tell them when it starts. So here we are. Because I know you and I freaked out this morning because we messaged each other immediately when we saw it.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's closer. I know when it's happening now. Thank God. I've been waiting. I've been wanting some confirmation for so long.
Yeah, because this is like the first thing that they've like confirmed that they already announced in a long time.
Yes, this is the first concrete anything outside of Boba Fett will be in it. It's called the Book of Boba Fett, and then we have some pictures.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. We don't even have that many pictures either. Like
We don't. This one's a drawing.
Oh, is it?
This one I'm looking at is a drawing.
Oh, you're right. It is. That's the same one I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But yeah, they announced that. Yeah, the show, because this, for those who don't know, the show was revealed and teased at the end of Mandalorian season 2. At the season finale of that, there was a post-credit scene or mid-credit scene, I don't remember which, and it showed Boba Fett and Fennec Shand show up to Jabba's palace, where obviously Jabba's been dead for years, and instead it was just a fat Bib Fortuna who somehow was not dead. I guess he wasn't on the sail barge. I don't remember.
I guess he survived.
No, I think he wasn't. I think he just wasn't there.
He probably just stayed behind.
I think so. Yeah,
I was like, Jabba never came back.
Well, I was like, somebody has to, watch the palace. Yeah, so that was just Bib Fortuna in charge, but he's very fat. And then
it's not that long after episode 6 though, so he got fat fast.
That's true. I mean, it's like close to, if not 10 years, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite 10 years. I always forget. People ask me all the time. I forget. But yeah, no, it was just a large Bib Fortuna that had taken over, and who's like, Boba, I'd heard you were alive. That's cool. Gets shot immediately. He's dead.
As he should.
Yeah, we hardly knew ye, Bib Fortuna. You showed up in
Adios,
Bad Batch
bro beans.
one time and you had like 2 lines.
Yeah.
Good for you. But yeah, and then Boba Fett just sits down in it, and Fennec Shand takes a swig of some space alcohol, I assume.
Space booze.
And then exactly. that sounds better. And then it just goes the Book of Boba Fett.
Coming soon.
Yeah, or I don't even know if it said that.
Or I think it said like coming 2021 or coming next year or something like that.
I think it might have said that, and everybody was just like, what? They announced a different show at the end of a different show.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But here we are. And then radio silence for a long time.
Very long time.
Until today. Well, I guess until a few weeks ago when they said, hey, you're gonna hear about stuff. But an announcement of announcement is barely an announcement at all, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, it's coming, which we already knew.
Yeah.
Although I guess because of how the last year's gone, I know I brought up a few times, like, I don't know if shows announced this year are going to be happening, like with Hawkeye that we talked about last week. But then, of course, we got the trailer for that last week.
Thankfully.
Yeah, and it is still coming out in like 2 months. Or next month.
Like
I already don't
end of November, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah. So yeah, finally getting information on stuff I'm all about. And now that I know this is a drawing, I'm a little sad because I just want to see more. And it's kind of crazy that this is coming out in December because that's only like, 4 months away? Not 4, 2 months away, 3 months.
Yeah, like
I can't count.
From now, it's basically 2 months because it's the 29th.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, we've seen...
No, never mind. It's coming out the 29th of December, so it'd be 3 months.
Yeah, it would be 3, yeah.
Exactly 3 months.
have seen, so it's coming out this calendar year, 3 months from now, which doesn't, like, in some ways feels like a long time, other ways doesn't. But either way, we have seen nothing from the show. And I mean nothing. Like with Hawkeye, we had the same thing, but at least we saw set photos. You know, we had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Now, they never showed that much, but it was a lot of pictures of mainly Haley Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. Which, granted, same thing with... Disney's just been bad about that. Like, I understand.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad about that because they know that they can show nothing for almost a year and then show us anything and we'll love it. Especially
I'm just saying, with the
Spider-Man
stuff specifically, I'm glad we got that teaser trailer, but at the same time, I'm still mad.
That is fair,
because they could have given us any form of announcement or anything, but they allowed so many of these so-called leakers and people who know what's going on to sit here and have control over our people's thoughts and opinions and stuff.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think people started getting closer to it, which is why they finally released it. Because it was the day. Because that's what we talked about like a month ago when the trailer came out. We were like, more than likely, before, like, it was like the day before, everybody was freaking out over some leaks, and people were pretty convinced they were true.
Yeah.
The next day, or that night even. It wasn't even the next day.
Yeah, it was that night, because it was like 9 p.m. when I texted you about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, did you see it? And you're like, yeah.
Well, I was like, just now. What? This is crazy. I was like, I was getting ready to go to bed soon after that. I was tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that is a fair point because now it's like the three big things they're doing right now: Marvel movie, Marvel TV show, Star Wars TV show. Those are like the three biggest things they're doing. I mean, at least live action stuff they're doing, of course. Those are the three main things that they're doing live action. And yeah, they've been radio silent for a weirdly long time. And I get over the last year, that's probably the reason. And I'm sure with everything slated to come out next year, and the end of this year too, there's still a bunch of stuff planned, things being filmed, some other stuff that we'll be talking about later on the show as well. But yeah, it has been they've been weirdly quiet about a lot of stuff. And I mean, it's like I said before, like they made an announcement of an announcement like 2 weeks ago.
And like they still haven't given us like any other updates on other stuff that we know is happening. So at the same time, how do we know it's happening?
That's a fair point too. Because like the main thing we have, and again, that will go into something we're talking about later, but like I think it was last week or the week before, we talked about Kenobi. And the main topic of discussion, like we were able to talk about what we think about the show and, start to just wonder or hope some things because that's always a fun conversation to have. We like to do that a lot on the show. But it spurred off of him winning an Emmy for a completely different project and it being like, oh, by the way, Kenobi's done filming and I think you're going to love it. Which we all knew that, but still, the most...
We all knew we'd love it. If you were in every episode doing absolutely nothing, just walking through sand, I'd love it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. Like, the most news we're getting is, miraculously, just from actors that are in it, and obviously they signed, like, a metric ton of NDAs, so they can't talk about anything specifically, lest they be fired or sued or both or worse.
How did so much get leaked then?
That too. I don't understand.
Because like I'm not gonna sit here and say that everything. Like I keep bringing up Spider-Man because that's the one I'm still most mad about.
I mean, it's just kind of a general talk of what Disney's doing with advertising and lack thereof.
They're just
lately.
Like. I understand that teaser trailer gave a lot, and I understand we probably won't be getting another trailer for at least another month.
Probably.
Like we'll probably get one, November-ish, because it doesn't come out till like Christmas weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell me why we haven't gotten like other information about it, though. I don't need another trailer. I just want updates. Right,
exactly. Because again, back to Book of Boba Fett, where we started. It's starting, we know, like, let's see, does it say anything... navigating the galaxy's underworld when they return to the sands of Tatooine to stake their claim of the territory once ruled by Jabba the Hutt and his crime syndicate. So, I mean, that honestly goes without saying. Like, I'm glad they have that in written form, but you kind of get that from that after credits scene.
I would say that post credit scene just kind of implies he's like, hey, this is mine now.
Yeah, it says all of that without any words. I don't think, like, neither of them even say anything. It's just Bib Fortuna being like, oh, Bilbo, what's up? And then, bleh, gets shot. And then that's it. And then he just sits down. They get some space booze, and that's the end of it. Fades to black. So yeah, the most information we're getting is either nothing.
It also says we'll get a little bit of backstory on how he survived the Sarlacc pit.
Oh, okay, good. Which I mean, I also kind of figured that, but that's nice to hear for sure. But yeah, most of the stuff we know about stuff coming out, it's either nothing, only some like very vague things from actors involved, or in the case of Spider-Man and now Hawkeye over the last month, a trailer, which is fine, but also when things are coming out, you would think that if something was coming out in 3 months, that we would have something concrete. Now, I doubt they're gonna do anything early. Like they already said, hey, Disney Plus Day, that's already scheduled, so we're gonna save that there because that's also smart because now you know for sure that everybody who cares about that, which is a lot of people, including us, we're gonna tune in. We were probably, at least in our cases.
I was going to watch it.
I was
going to
watch it anyway because
Yeah.
who knows what other stuff.
They could be like, hey, we got a surprise Daredevil show coming out that no one knows about.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to do that. I'm just saying.
I
Like,
can't believe you just done that to
well,
me.
okay, but that's how they
Oh
do a
my
lot of their
God.
things.
I know, but now you've got me.
I shouldn't have used Daredevil.
Now
I
you've got me.
sincerely
hoping-
apologize.
Okay. Oh, well, speaking of, because I know we already talked about Disney Plus Day. I don't remember if we talked about all the things that, or like I don't remember how in depth we went in with that because it was just an announcement of an
Yeah.
announcement. But yeah, so like they're not dumb. They know that people are gonna tune in. So like a lot of people tune in solely just for that. And they announced. It was last year at the Investors Day, which was around the same or like later or around the same time because they didn't do Disney Plus Day last year. This is a new thing this year.
Yeah.
Because it's just 2 years after it's been created and launched.
Yeah.
So like last year at the Investors Day, that was the fill-in, retroactively speaking, of when they talked about all this stuff, and that's when they announced like 30 shows.
Yeah.
And only some of them have come out. So I wouldn't be surprised if half of the show is, hey, here's more information on the stuff we talked about last year, and then the other half is, here's a look at the stuff that's about to come out, coming out soon, and then a sprinkle of some new stuff because. I feel like if they add even more stuff, as much as I would love it, I'm gonna go on overload.
Yeah, my brain's gonna explode.
Because like half the Marvel and half the Star Wars shows don't even have a cast. Like there's literally nothing outside of
Yeah.
like one person will be in it. Like that Lando show, we don't know who's in it. We literally have no idea. We don't know if it's young or
Did
old.
you guys get Donald Glover to play Lando?
Yeah, is Donald Glover Lando? Is it gonna be Billy D. Williams in it? Kind of, because I feel like he's pretty old now. I don't know.
Is it
if
gonna
he's
be him passing the mantle? Not that we're gonna call him Lando.
Right, or he's just, can you imagine a show called Lando and in the first episode he's like, you're Lando now. Do you know how mad everybody would be?
And he's just gone.
Yeah, and Billy D. Williams just like, all right, I'm out of here.
Is it gonna be a documentary about Lando
I would watch
from
that.
Jar Jar Binks' perspective?
Okay, now I want to fight you. Now I'm about to reach over here and start fighting you.
That's a threat. You're on camera, bro.
What? All right, whatever. There's no proof of anything. Nobody knows. Okay.
Except for the 4 people watching.
Correct. Anyways, and whoever's listening through the radio waves or
You're
online.
so grounded.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
I'm telling
now.
Dad.
Dang, that sucks. But yeah, so
Dang it.
I would very much like them to give us more. I know that sounds greedy and spoiled, but you gotta think if it was anything coming out in 3 months, almost to the day, in this case, or no, to the day. With Book of Boba Fett, since it's on the 29th of December, 3 months to the day, basically, it'll be coming out, and we don't know anything. And like I said,
Hey, we know that Boba Fett's in it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only things we know are obvious
That's not a bad thing, though.
or implied. I know, but
Honestly, don't tell us. At this point, we don't want to know.
well, see, that's
let it happen.
Well, see, that's not
Because they did the same thing with The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Did you know what that was going to be about, other than the fact it was about a Mandalorian?
No, but that's also different because it was the first time they were doing a Star Wars show, and
Not different, though.
but it was they hadn't. Yes, it was. They hadn't done a Star Wars show, so they got people on that. They didn't need to show anything for that, and it was the start of Disney Plus when it launched. It was like the only new thing on there.
Yeah, but
They had everybody. They
still.
could have. Yeah, that's what they could have never shown a character or a cast. They could have just said it's a show and it's coming out then, and we all would have watched it.
Not true.
But I'm saying like that worked then with having little information. At least I believe because it was
I
the
think
first.
it'll work better than Boba Fett. Because it'll work better with Boba Fett. Because think about it. No one knew what it was at all. So that didn't mean people were just gonna be like, oh, it's a show, might as well watch it. No, Star Wars fans watched it because they're like, the last time I saw Mandalorian was on Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Right.
Or, Rebels have been out too, but
Yes.
you know what I mean? And so they're like, I'll watch it, whatever. And then ended up loving it. But this is Boba Fett. They could have the first episode being just a giant hot piece of garbage, and people are still going to be like, oh my gosh, it's Boba Fett.
I mean, okay, I will give you that. That is more fair in this case because this is not only a pre-established character, but it's a character we haven't seen in prominence in well, on-screen live action in decades. Not since 1983.
Yeah.
Where he was like, this guy's so cool. Or, like, not since Empire, where they're like, this guy's cool. And then in Return of the Jedi, we're like, this guy's... he's dead.
He was in
That
Attack of the Clones.
Okay, I said live action prominence. He was not as prominent in that Django was.
Okay.
But
he was still Boba Fett.
I get you, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not this, but it's not adult. Like, that's
yeah, I know what
everybody
you mean.
knows. Yeah,
I'm just messing
like,
with you.
right.
But, and also, it's, Tamara Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone's just like, ah!
Right, exactly.
Because
So
the fact
yeah.
that he did this at all is great. So the fact that he's
Right.
coming for a whole season of a show.
And they got him to do the voice lines in the English version of Star Wars Visions.
Yep.
As well. Like, I mean, I never thought I would see it today. So I will give
He
you
just
that.
loved it so much, and
Yeah.
I'm proud of him.
I will give you that, Gavin. Like, doing it with a pre-established character and not giving a lot of information, they could get away with that because people do want to know because he's been a fan favorite character since the late 70s, early 80s.
Honestly, though, like, no disrespect. I love Boba Fett just as much as anyone.
Yeah.
I've just gotten more things with him in it in my lifetime versus people who grew up with only the first 3 Star Wars movies.
I know, right?
How did they love him so much?
Because he looked... Okay, you could say the same thing about Darth Maul. We all love Darth Maul, and that dude, before Clone Wars, that dude barely did anything.
Yeah, but he also, in that first movie, he was still given a lot of character. Boba Fett had like 4 lines in Empire Strikes Back, and then the first one there, everyone was like, there he is. Exactly how you explained it. They're like, oh my gosh, he's there. He's going to have something crazy go on in this movie.
Well,
yeah.
everybody thought that with Darth Maul, too, and then they're like, okay, yeah, he killed Qui-Gon, but he was there for 1 movie, died.
Survived.
Like, well, yes, later, retroactively.
So did Boba.
I know, right? Look, everything comes around. Every character that was
Where
cool
is Mace Windu?
and didn't. No, he's dead.
No,
Has
he's
to
not.
be. He's
No, he's
absolutely
not.
Nope. That dude got.
Sam Jackson said he would come back and play him.
Oh, did he
so
really?
They're gonna resurrect him.
Okay, I can see them because we're gonna wrap up this break. I can see them coming back as a Force Ghost because I can totally believe Mace Windu went and did that at some point. But that's like it. Anyways, we're going to be going to the break.
Hobbler.
When we come back, we're going to be talking a new casting for a movie that I still don't know why it exists, but it's going to, and the cast is insane. And we'll
For
go more in detail
good
on the
reasons
Shut Talk
only.
Show.
Welcome back to the drop.
All right.
Wait, so are we still talking about Andor?
What?
Is our plan still talking about Andor, or are we doing the whole second half Nintendo Direct?
No, we'll talk about Andor.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I was just saying, I'm glad we talk about it.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
As George.
Did you not hear yourself though?
No, I can't hear anything.
Oh, that sucks. I was gonna say I can hear.
now.
I was gonna say I can hear you. Oh, that's good.
I think. Can I?
No, sorry, I just didn't have it on auto.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I believe we're still talking on Twitch. Yeah, it says it's going. So
Well, I've been watching to make sure.
Okay,
like
good.
mine's been going through. I just couldn't hear it.
gotcha. Yeah, I'm
So,
here. Well, for a second I thought this was going through, even though I turned it off, and I was like, ugh.
All you Twitch personas out there, you just witnessed me just save the day with the
Or
simple
YouTube,
or YouTube.
because currently there's 1 viewer, and I think that's us.
We like both.
It's-
No, I'm off of it now.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to the viewer. Love.
Z90.7.
Respect. Waluigi time.
And we are back once again with the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So I don't know if we've ever talked about this show on Shut-Ins. I think when it was originally announced, we are either talking about other things or we weren't here on campus doing a show.
No,
But
when it was announced, I don't think we were on campus, nor do I think we originally planned on talking about it.
I don't think so either.
Because we were kind of just like, why?
Yeah, so for those who may be unaware, they announced that they were making a prequel movie to Charlie / Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, simply called Wonka. The original thing was just that. The title, it's a prequel, and Timothée Chalamet is going to be playing young Willy Wonka. And so
they're rebooting the whole franchise with this dude.
Yes, they are.
That's crazy.
Which is weird because there's only been 2 movies. They didn't make another one for the sequel book, did they?
No.
I don't think they did. I think
No.
I think both wanted to, and surprisingly, the first one didn't, even though I believe it was successful. And
Yeah, it was. I mean, the second one was very successful too.
It just wasn't that good overall.
Ouch.
The Johnny Depp one? It was.
It's
whatever.
not as good as the original, but I liked it.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
it gave more in-depth things to other things other than the actual factory tour.
Right.
Like I learned a little bit more about his home life than I did in the Gene Wilder one.
That is fair.
Because they kind of just overlooked
But
the fact
now-
that Homeboy could walk this whole time.
Yeah, but now they they're gonna go way into depth with that, and now they've recently added more people to the cast, and that them being Olivia Colman, Sally Hawkins, and Rowan Atkinson. Rowan
AKA
Atkinson,
Mr. Bean.
among other, and Johnny English, among other things.
He was reborn too.
He was in Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It was great. So yeah, what?
We never mentioned the fact that Timothy Chalamet of all people is playing
I said
the
that.
young. You did?
Yes.
I must have read it as you said it, and then
Yeah.
your voice became my inner
I
thoughts.
was the voice in
Apparently,
your head. Yeah.
ouch. Get
Yeah.
out.
So, this is a question that's come up, I feel like a lot this semester at least, and that question is, who is this for?
I'm gonna be honest with you here.
I don't know.
It's for a mixture. So it's for people like me who enjoy Willy Wonka. I can't say I wanted this.
I
I'll
can't
probably
say
watch it though
any-
because I love both of the Willy Wonka movies, whether
Mhm.
it's the original or the Tim Burton reboot.
Yeah.
I love them both. Happy days.
Right.
And it's for people like me or people like my uncle who have a Willy Wonka tattoo on his leg.
Oh, word.
And so, yeah, there's a lot of people that love it that much. I can't say I do
right.
because, like, I didn't ask for this. Still
Yeah.
gonna watch it though. There's no way around
Yeah,
it.
I mean, obviously we won't know until we see it, and it's still very early because they're showing us castings. But it is weird. I mean, it's just, but that's the thing.
It could be
that's-
good though.
Okay, like you could say that about anything though, or everything.
I'm just
you know?
saying, like, I'm not trying to hype it up too much
Right.
because I'm just as skeptical as you are about it. I'm just saying, Paddington and Paddington 2, the same director who directed both of those, Paul King,
Yes.
is directing this. And
Let's
let's be real here, both Paddington movies, while essentially made for children,
Yes.
are still both very good movies also.
Correct.
And the second one surpassed the first one also.
Well, I was gonna say one of those two was like, for a long while it was like the highest rated movie on like Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Yeah, it was Paddington 2.
Yeah, it's Paddington 2 is like it's like just the most positively received movie
It's
of
the
all
only.
time.
It was the only one that had like a 99% for the longest
or
time.
something like that. Yeah.
Or I think it
Um,
had a 100 at one point until
did.
someone gave it one bad review.
Yeah, that was all.
That's what it
took.
was.
But so yeah, I mean that's because I just thought about that. Now that I'm glad you brought that up because now I'm thinking, from that I would think that they are going the more positive routes of the first movie,
Yeah.
where it was more overall positive. Whereas the second one, obviously being a Tim Burton movie,
It got dark.
it was dark. But also, if it's
Very
a
dark.
prequel, and in recent times, movies that have been made that are prequels about characters that have been around for several decades, they usually try to turn their backstory tragic. They did it with Cruella, they did it with Maleficent, you know,
I'm just saying, like, if
or
you're
trying to
gonna-
make them flawed heroes. But like, yeah, Willy Wonka, like, I mean,
That's different though. He
That's
was
kinda
never
weird.
really a bad guy though.
right. I mean, there was a
I
bunch
mean,
of
he wasn't a great guy.
yeah, right, exactly.
But
he was kind of a jerk.
He was never
and-
really the villain though.
right. That's why that's another thing. It's weird. Like
He was
what-
kind of like a mirror to the kids. Like he made like they did it to themselves at the end of the day.
correct. Yeah,
But
it's also weird because like, I mean, like, what else is there to know about?
if you're gonna make anyone's backstory dark, I guess Willy Wonka I'd take over Cruella.
I guess, but Cruella makes sense that she had a. I mean, as dumb as they made her origin in the movie, it still makes sense that something awful happened to her, which is why she became the worst.
Yeah, but
You
think
know?
about it this way though. Something awful happens to Willy Wonka, and it makes him want to be a good guy who makes candy to make kids happy because he
That's
didn't have
fair.
a good childhood.
I just
So
don't know
it's
if I
not-
can take seeing the
it's-
character Willy Wonka go through like this super
Getting
depressing.
bullied.
Yeah, like getting bullied or like having a really messed up.
And he just finds a top
Childhood.
hat on the street. And he's
Yeah,
like, this is me
right.
now.
Yeah, like I don't know if I want to see that because I'll just be like, this is really like almost too sad and just kind of weird.
I think so. I don't know. Like I said,
It's-
it would
it's
make
very
sense
strange.
if they did it that way. But also at the same time, like, you're right. I can't see Homeboy getting bullied.
Right.
I'm just more curious as to what Keegan-Michael Key's going to be doing in this movie. Because if he ain't
Right.
if he doesn't single-handedly do all the mocap and voices
Nah.
for the
Oompa Loompas.
yeah, I almost said Munchkins.
I was gonna say, was he
Wrong
officially, was
movie.
he
That's the
officially
Wizards of
was
Oz.
he officially cast as
Yeah.
any Oompa Loompas? Okay, I couldn't remember.
Wait, no,
that.
not as the Oompa Loompa.
Or they just know he's in the movie. We don't know who he's gonna be. The
Yeah,
only
it
people-
just says that all the roles are kept under wraps still, because the only one that's confirmed is
Timothy Chalamet is. Willy
yeah, but it
Wonka.
says that the cast already includes Keegan-Michael Key, Tom Davis, Simon Farnaby. Maybe these are just all Oompa Loompas.
Maybe. Maybe,
Oh,
yeah, maybe
Keegan-Michael Key is gonna be the best Oompa Loompa.
I'm curious. And well, that's the thing. I was just went. I had a brain fade for a second. I was almost like, who's gonna play the kids this time? It's not another reboot. It's a prequel. I have to keep reminding
They're
myself.
gonna reboot it though.
I mean, if this movie does well enough, probably. Or actually,
Whether it's
nah,
good or
yeah.
bad, they're gonna make enough money.
Well, I don't know. These days, they're just like, it didn't make $1 billion, so let's bail on it, which is dumb. It's
Yeah.
really stupid. You gotta work for your movies to be $1 billion. That's what Marvel did. They didn't just wake up one day and start making $1 billion movies. That's what happened. I know, but people keep doing that comparison,
Okay.
and it's very annoying.
I'll say there's only been like 2 Marvel movies tops within the whole over a decade that it's happened where people are actually just like, this is a bad movie.
Right.
Like they just been making good movies from the rip.
Well, I know, but the main thing is not if it's bad, it's good. It's just like a bunch of places or a bunch of movie studios are just like, it didn't make $1 billion, so it's a failure. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like, because they try to compare to Marvel because they make $1 billion movies now, but they didn't always.
Let's Infinity snap all bad movies.
No,
Perfectly balanced,
what do we
as
have?
all things
What do
should
we
be.
have to laugh at? I need bad
Right.
movies. I watched a movie called Velocipaster like 2 weeks ago.
You watched it?
Yeah, have you heard of that? Not to get too off topic, but
Okay, real quick though. Scale of 1 to 10, how badly good was it?
like a solid 7 or 8. Dang. And also, but then also another side bit. My friend and I watched it with Lincoln Schlemmer, friend of the show, former guest on the show as well. He found the rating for it on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's positive. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, was that a DMN?
I don't remember what the review was, but it was like overall positive views, which I can't believe.
Apparently, it's like a cult classic right now.
I guess. I was
Just
gonna
like
say,
that one movie, Wolf Cop. You ever seen that?
No.
It looks...
No, Gavin, I can't say I've seen the movie.
So
Wolf
the
Cop.
quality of it is like really good, but it looks like they purposely wanted it to look bad,
I mean, that's kind of how Velocipaster went too.
even though a lot of like the makeup and stuff was actually really good, and
Right.
the effects are good. But like it's just so cheesy. Like there's one point where he's like, long story short, sheriff becomes a werewolf,
Great.
but a conscious and functioning werewolf.
So like Teen Wolf, the original.
No, yeah, kind of like the original,
Yes.
except he literally like fully transforms into the wolf, but can still drink and talk.
Interesting.
So there's this part where he's like, Daryl, you're a wolf. And he just goes, cop.
Oh my God. All right, to get us back on track to this spiel.
Just
I
do that
kinda-
with Willy Wonka, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Just screw it. Nah, who cares?
You know what they should call it? Just Willy Wonka.
Well, I mean, they're already calling it just Wonka.
Oh, that's what it's called?
Which I wouldn't be. Yeah, it is confirmed. As of now, because that new Doctor Dolittle movie that did not do so well. It did originally have like a long title.
Dr.
and-
Doolittle and all
and
the
the-
animals
and
that I
all-
quite enjoy talking to at all times.
Yeah,
We're
no,
on a
it-
big boat too.
Yeah,
by the way.
it was something like that. But then they shortened it to. I think they shortened it to just Doolittle.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Which I feel like that was not enough.
But
But so now with this, I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
sorry, Robert Downey.
Right. I mean, it was movies released in January never do well. I mean, he was screwed from the start. But that is a point to bring up. I'll be kind of amazed if they do just call it Wonka, because I feel like they're gonna be like, but what if people don't get it? It's about Willy Wonka, even though I couldn't think of another Willy Wonka.
They may
or
think it's a
Wonka.
documentary about like the actual Wonka candy company.
Perhaps, yes. So I would not be surprised if they change the title of this. since
I
it's so
still
early
can't
on.
believe that someone had that brilliant of an idea to make the Wonka Candy Company based on obviously from
Right.
the movie, because there's no way that they made a candy company called Wonka. And then out of nowhere this movie became popular. And they're like, "Oh, what did you know?"
Yeah. Well, also like when it comes to this, like Roald Dahl made more than one like Willy Wonka book.
Yeah.
He made at least 2 that I know of. That's the Chocolate Factory and then like the Invisible Elevator or whatever it's called. It was the
Yeah.
sequel to it. But this, of course, is not based on any of that. The only thing close to any origin of Willy Wonka was only bits and pieces of the Tim Burton one. But that
Where
wasn't the whole
Johnny
point.
Depp would just talk about it.
Right.
Or
Well,
not
there
even
were
talk
some
about it. He just had a
scenes.
couple flashbacks.
Yeah, there was a couple of flashbacks. They were weirdly depressing, I feel like, or just weird.
Not
if I
even
remember correctly.
depressing. It was just kid had braces and he fell in love with candy.
That's what
and
it
his
was.
dad melted his candy.
I remember that. I remember that too vividly, honestly.
Man.
Oh.
I'm
amazed
it
you
just
remember that
all came to
vividly.
it just all came to me randomly.
Oh, man.
Because when you said when you were talking about it, instantly just thought of Count Dooku. Can't remember his real name. I'm sorry.
Christopher Lee. Sir
Yeah.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Instantly thought of him. Then I was like, kid with the headgear.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, because he was the ghost.
Oh, yeah, he was there.
He dressed up as the ghost to hide from his dad, and he got
Oh.
a piece of chocolate, and that's when he just fell in love.
Yeah. So, yeah, who knows if it's going to be anything. I'm going to guess it's going to be nothing like that
I
whatsoever.
hope it's good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it does already have a slate. Miraculously, on the flip side of our previous conversation, this movie already has a set release date. And that is March 17th of 2023.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they got specific. They got the month, day, everything. The whole shebang. Which is crazy because we don't even know the casts.
Holy.
And again, I mean, we
Wonka.
didn't even. I mean, our main topic was like we hadn't talked about this before, so we had a lot to talk about. But like, what's Rowan Atkinson gonna be doing? What is he gonna be his dad?
Oh, I hope
Okay,
so.
actually, no. I'm glad I said that.
I'm glad you said that too, because
I want that now.
I feel like this
I
movie's gonna be like a perfect mixture of serious and Wonka.
I certainly hope, because if it gets like, if they double down on some of like the weird or depressing things in the Tim Burton one, no one's gonna enjoy this movie. It's gonna be like, I can't believe Willy Wonka had such a sad childhood. It's like, no, they didn't. He just they made
Let
this
him have
movie.
some candy.
I want to know what Roald Dahl thinks about this.
Grab a shovel.
I know, right? I would love to know what he thought about this.
Yeah, grab a shovel.
Or if there was any interview somewhere where people were like, what did Willy Wonka do as a kid? And he's like, I don't know, I just wrote a book. Like, that's
I
what
don't
I
know.
would.
He
That's what I
liked
would
candy.
say. And he liked candy. He made a candy store.
His
What
dad
else-
wouldn't. His
what else
dad
do you
didn't let him have candy growing up.
That would. I mean, that would be the basic answer you give to a kid, right? Like, oh, why did he start doing that? Like, oh, I mean, he loved candy as a kid, so then he wanted to make candy for other kids. There you go. Boom.
Boom.
Children will never ask that question again.
$5 million.
Yeah, and now
Give me my monies.
See, exactly. All right, so we're going to be going to break. When we come back, we'll be talking about another show that we've gotten like little tidbits of info for that I alluded to earlier, and that'll be coming up when we come back on the Shuns Talk Show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what?
One of the movies that they're probably going to make out of this, because they want to make it a whole thing, it's going to be a Oompa Loompa movie.
I do not want to Oompa Loompa. I can't. I like the songs; they're catchy, but I can't go a whole movie of small creatures that only sing in rhymes and say Oompa Loompa Doopity Da over and over again. I can't take that.
I don't know. The Tim Burton ones songs were scarier.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Tim Burton, so like it made sense it was going to be creepy, but it just was a weird source material to make creepy, you know? Definitely out of left field.
Because you always forget that it's Tim Burton
I always do,
until you
yeah.
watch.
Yeah, and then you watch it and you're like, and you see his name, and you're like, oh yeah. And
Oh, I
then you watch
forgot.
it,
They
and
can still hear us. I've been like rubbing this microphone. I am so sorry.
you're like, oh. I may edit it, who knows? Probably not.
Probably not. We too lazy. I slaughtered a bunch of Jedi.
Bah, 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 bah. Welcome back to the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So, similar to what we were talking about earlier, where we got well, we previously had an announcement of an announcement about a show, and then we got the release date of the show, that being Book of Boba Fett. And a similar route of Star Wars shows, Diego Luna says that the Cassian Andor show, simply called Andor, has finished filming, and to expect, quote, familiar faces in the show. So it's honestly an amalgamation of what we've been talking about the last few weeks, and mainly today, where the most information we've gotten about a certain thing has been the star actor saying, hey, we're done filming, gonna be pretty cool, and or like an official announcement coming out being like, it still exists. But with
I
this,
honestly
we
forgot
have
the show exists.
what's funny about this actually is that they did have a weird, like, it wasn't a trailer or even a teaser, but it was, I thought it was new footage at first, and I got excited, but I think it was just reused stuff from Rogue One.
It had to
and,
have been.
And then it had Diego Luna talking over it, and some other people related to the project talking over it, just talking about, like, what they were excited to do, and, like, their feelings on the show existing, whatever. Because I got excited when I saw that, because I just saw Andor, and it was longer than a minute, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? This is crazy. And it really wasn't much of anything. But Diego Luna, when was this talked about? This was talked about a day ago when this news came out. And yeah, he's well, it also says here he's not just in the 12 episodes of the series, and who knows if we'll get another season. Obviously.
Oh
We don't know
heck
how
yeah,
it's
he's
go.
gonna be in Mandalorian.
I don't know.
Might as well.
Well, he can't because he's dead.
Yes, he
That
can.
character is definitely dead.
We were just talking about how Star Wars resurrects whoever they want.
Not really.
All right, so hear me out here though. So I forgot.
Only
that
if they can explain it away.
Yeah. So I forgot that Forrest Whitaker is coming back for Saw Gerrera for this.
I forgot that too.
And
Wait, is that confirmed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot about that.
yeah.
Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Oh no, it takes place before the movie, so he's alive. Never mind.
Yep.
That
And,
makes more sense. He's not exploded yet.
And Jimmy Smits is coming back as Bail Organa.
Oh my God, is he?
Yeah.
How did I miss this? I probably knew that. I just forgot. I love seeing him. Seeing him in Rogue One, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
That was
and
so cool.
I was just like, I was thinking because I was reading here and it says it's highly likely that Jin and K2SO could be some of the familiar faces.
I would argue.
How?
I would argue.
How?
Only.
If the first time they met was in Rogue One.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, no. The only time I can think of anything Jin related would be depending on how much of Saw Gerrera's side they go. Well, no, because no, because he abandons her at one point. Her being in it is highly unlikely unless they somehow get her or somebody that kind of looks like her as younger, and she just happens to be somewhere like at the same time. It would be something
Yeah.
small. K2SO though.
He could be everywhere. He could be anywhere.
I don't remember if they ever specified how long he'd been working with Cassian.
He could.
So they could show how
K2SO
he
could
found
be
it.
on Kashyyyk with Saw, because depending on how far ahead they go, Saw could still be on Kashyyyk.
Yeah, because Jedi Fallen Order he was there, but he wasn't there that long though.
Yeah, but he could just be there, you know.
That's
or
true.
somewhere near there and talk about it.
Right.
Because they said that they want to bring some form of Fallen Order into all the canon stuff instead of just
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
they already did that because they had canon characters in it, but I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Wanting to
Well, I
do-
just meant like they want to like pull some
reference
stuff.
it at least.
Yeah.
which I'm always for.
Because rumors are a pain in the tuchus.
Yes,
But apparently we're going to be seeing live action Cal one day. And so, whatever.
I see. I mean, you can say that about any animated character one day. I mean, people said that about Ahsoka, and it only happened, last year.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is like rumor has it that they're like planning on
Mm-hmm.
like all the in quotes living Jedi that have like, just over the years been announced to be there,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
hidden from the whole Skywalker thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor has it that they're all going to be live at some point.
Interesting.
Because like we don't know what happens after the Skywalker saga. Who
Right.
knows? Maybe one day they actually do succeed at bringing some form of Jedi Order back.
Right.
Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, we don't know since that movie just. it
But
came
my
a few years
point
ago.
is, how are they going to put Jin in this show if they don't know each other? And they are not going to retcon
I don't
it.
like that this article says that, but based on the canon, it's highly likely that Jin and K2SO could be there. Only K2SO is fairly likely. Jin, again, it just doesn't. If you go back and watch Rogue One, they don't meet until that movie, and then they die in that movie. So that would not make sense unless it was, and they're not going back that far behind.
Looks like they're retconning it.
No, they're not going to do that. That would not make any sense if they did that.
Wait, so what came first? The series finale of Rebels or Rogue One?
The series finale happened first because then the series finale happens first, and then it's not till because they like almost find out about Death Star the whole show, and they never quite get there.
Yeah.
But towards the last couple.
No, I'm not talking like canon. What happened first? I'm talking like
Oh, what came out first?
actually. Yeah.
Oh, I think the movie came out before. Yeah, the movie came out before the series. Was
Boom! It's settled then.
What is settled? You haven't explained to me.
You watched Rebels, so
Yes.
you'll know what I mean. When Homeboy, our boy Ezra,
Yeah.
is on that planet with all the owls and stuff or whatever that are time traveling and whatnot,
Oh yeah, when he finds I forget what they refer to it as, but he basically
and he saves Ahsoka from dying.
yes, by going
Um,
back in time. Do
Apparently,
you think they'll do that again?
No, listen. Apparently, that had this huge butterfly effect on the whole Star Wars universe.
Really?
And that's why Luke went there to pick up Grogu at the end of Mandalorian
Mm-hmm.
and all this stuff, because somehow Because everyone's like, oh, I'm happy that Luke got to Grogu, but rest in peace, Grogu, because Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But-
Snoke, Palpatine. I'm not getting into it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of it all, they're like, this was just one giant butterfly effect.
See, I feel like they won't. Do that unless the only thing I can think of where they would go to that whole like I forget what that like realm is called.
Well, I'm not saying
Ezra
they
leads
go
to.
there. I'm just saying like they're
Well, no, I'm
saying
saying,
that
like-
that one time Ezra did that, set it in motion to where everything that had already happened, some stuff could be different.
See, I don't buy that because
I don't either.
Yeah, because
I'm just saying.
Because I was gonna say because what that did made it a perfect loop. Where
Yeah.
where you knew you weren't sure what happened, and then because he did that, we knew that's what happened, so we knew it had to happen.
Yeah.
You know, like classic time travel stuff. But I wouldn't see. I was gonna say when it comes to that, like other world that Ezra went to and saved Ahsoka from, I feel like when it comes to that, not to get too far off topic, but to do that, I feel like that going back there will probably not happen until the Ahsoka series, which again we don't know much about outside.
Even
of
then, I doubt she'll
Ahsoka.
be changing time.
No, I don't think that'll happen, but I think they like I can see them maybe going there or touching on it because
That'd be sick.
people are very much thinking that's going to be part of them trying to find Ezra because that's where Rebels ended.
Yeah.
Was that it was after Return of the Jedi and Peace was restored to the galaxy, and then Sabine and Ahsoka specifically, maybe others, but them specifically were like, okay, we're gonna go to the unknown regions because we know that's where Ezra went. And he told us not to follow us, but now that the war's done, we're gonna
Yeah,
we're
and
gonna
she's
go
looking
find
for
him.
Thrawn too,
Yeah, and exactly because he was with Ezra. Because
and he was trapped.
yeah, because I didn't finish Rebels when I saw that scene.
Yeah.
So having finished Rebels, I was like, that makes sense. She's gotten on the trail of Thrawn, or she's going through people that knew Thrawn, and will maybe figure out if he's made contact or anything. Because if you find
Yes.
Thrawn, by extension, you're gonna find Ezra, and vice versa.
Yeah. All I'm saying is there is no way Thrawn would escape, and Ezra doesn't.
That's very true. But yeah, like actually,
Homeboy is just a
also,
butt cheek.
Now that you're mentioning Thrawn, to
Oh,
get back
goodness.
to our topic.
Oh
here,
goodness.
I mean.
Segue.
Maybe Thrawn could at least be implied to be around in Rogue One. Because I don't remember if he's an Imperial officer yet. Well, actually, no, yeah, he is.
This would
'cause-
be around the time.
no, yeah, no, it would because it's like.
Because he's Grand Admiral.
Wait, no, he wouldn't though.
Why?
Because
How long does it take to become a Grand Admiral?
no,
Jeez.
no, not that. But remember this.
Remind me not to join
Rebels,
the Empire.
yeah, do not at all. Terrible idea. No, but remember Rebels, and when he goes and stops Thrawn on Lothal, and they go to the unknown regions through hyperspace. That's before the first Death Star has even happened. So he's not. And Rogue One, unless they go back, this could overlap with Rebels more.
That's
Now
what I'm
thinking about it.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to
dude.
quote that.
Okay, now it's all coming back. I keep
Yeah.
forgetting this is taking because I'm used to shows happening that are related to movies happening after, but this is happening before.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god, my
This
mind.
is wild.
Dude, my mind's. You could have.
Oh my gosh, we could see Sabine.
You could have live action Rebels characters in this show. I mean, obviously,
Sabine.
I feel like they would save that outside of implying it, but they could throw us for a loop.
Aquafina should play Sabine.
Okay, I don't know about that.
I was just saying it.
Right.
I was just thinking of who's popular and who would fit the
That-
description.
Yeah, I guess I can see it.
Or
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
I feel bad I forgot her name. Though she's in Lil Dicky's TV show, Dave.
Mhm.
She's awesome. I could see her
Okay.
playing in a Star Wars
I don't
movie.
recall. Let me look up real quick.
She's weird.
Who plays Sabine? Because I mean, when it came to
I guess they could be old enough to just play themselves.
because when they had what was it? When
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan, yes, that's her voice actor. They just dressed her up like her,
Yeah.
and it worked. Looking at Tia Sircar, who voiced Sabine, they could do it. They absolutely could. I mean, it is her voice, so you can't really say no, you know? Like, that is the character. She's the only person, like, there's another voice actor for, like, a Lego thing, but that was one Lego thing. She's voiced her for everything. So she absolutely could, and I would absolutely be down for that.
Oh, I guess she technically could. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her hair's short. I mean, yeah, cut her hair, color it, armor, there you go. Or if you really want to, like, not risk it not looking correct, she wears a
Time
helmet.
out. This never made sense either. Who was this? We never saw them.
Yes, we did, bro. Are you kidding me?
Did we?
Yes, that's Sasha Banks playing that character, and she was there. She hit.
Rip.
Yeah, right.
I forgot that episode went by so fast.
Yeah, she was. Well, she was in. I guess no, she was at the end too. She was at the end of season 2, bro. I mean, I don't think she took her helmet off though, or at least not
That's
for very
what.
long.
That's why I forgot.
Yeah. No,
Because that
yeah.
episode went by so fast. Then by the end of the whole
Yeah.
season, I was like, oh.
Yeah, people thought that it was possibly Sabine or Sabine's mom, but no, she was her own. She was.
Mandalorian takes place after Rebels.
Oh yeah, wait, did her mom die? I can't remember.
Significantly after
Oh.
Rebels. Even if she was alive or dead,
Yeah,
she wouldn't look like this.
that is very true. All right, so never
Sabine
mind.
would be the one who'd look
Yeah,
like that.
no, it would be Sabine. Yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yes. So okay, yeah. Now my mind has exploded because I somehow, not until just now, thought about any sort of Rebels overlap with this. The show is also expected to be coming out sometime can expect Andor to premiere sometime 2022, and I would not be surprised if they give an update for that in November for Disney Plus Day.
Yeah.
Because I remember Book of Boba Fett and something else they specified would be there, right? I don't remember what the other one
They
was.
said Book of Boba Fett and...
I don't recall, but they've only specified 2 shows.
I know that we're
being
getting our
talked about.
first look at Proud Family, but that's not what the show you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's not what they
I
originally
just know
said.
that we're getting that.
Yeah.
I was just getting that out of my head before I keep thinking it.
Yeah.
Crap, what is it?
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Did they?
Yeah, they said that we'd get a little bit more information other than that trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's what you're thinking of.
Okay, yeah.
Because there's no other show that they're like, oh yeah, it's coming out very soon, but you have to wait another month to figure out what's going on.
If they pulled that a surprise show, I would lose it. If they
I'm
were just
telling
like,
you,
hey,
I'm
this
sorry
show
that I
didn't
used the
exist.
example I did.
Right.
But Disney always pulls something surprise,
That's
which
true. Which, I mean, to be fair, last year their surprise was, hey, we're making like 10 shirts per IP we own.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
here you go. Here's
I was going to
30
say Star
shows.
Wars literally had like
They announced like 8 shows.
that was before they even announced that Visions was a thing too.
No, they announced it then.
They did?
Yeah, that was one of them.
I couldn't remember.
I just didn't realize it was coming out as soon as it was, and now all the episodes I've still only seen the first 2 episodes, and they all came out last Wednesday,
I've watched
which is insane.
I've watched a few of them.
Yeah.
Really good though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've been watching in Japanese though, so I
have
need to go
to.
rewatch in,
I'm gonna watch
in
them
English
all
after.
both, yeah, because the voice cast on
I
both
said
sides
American.
is
I'm
really.
s-
Oh no. All right,
so
well,
dumb.
we are going to be going to break, and when we come back, probably some of the biggest news that's happened since the last show, and I was a bit annoyed that it happened on a Thursday because we had to wait a whole week to talk about it. I almost forgot about it, but we'll be talking about that when we come back on Shun's Talk Show.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's really depressing. Wow.
Yeah, I should have taken my headphones off.
I didn't forget to turn this off, did I? Oh no.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, it still goes through. What was I gonna say? Do I need to?
They can still hear us on Twitch though, so it doesn't matter if you do or don't.
Are you sure?
That's just the computer, or that's just the WZS on air. It's okay if they don't hear the bum 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 bum.
Okay, well, no, I can't. I think it was whatever.
Either way,
As
it's
long
fine.
as the Twitch stream has
Still hears
audio,
us. The Twitch stream still hears us.
That's
all that matters. Jinx, you owe me a
'Cause I
soda.
didn't check.
Jacob's
last,
gonna buy
I
me a
didn't
soda.
check
We jinxed.
I didn't check
Sorry.
last week's episode. It's uploaded, but I haven't checked it.
Yeah, when Jacob edits this episode, he's probably gonna edit this part out. We jinxed, so he owes me a soda.
I'm not gonna edit that.
He's
out.
gonna buy me a soda.
This is the Shun's Talk Show on every
Yeah, he's not
Wednesday
gonna
night
edit out because he knows he
7
owes me
p.m.
now.
Uh-huh, yeah.
on
We
WZIS
jinxed.
Z96.
You can't talk.
And we are back with the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So last Thursday, I think we talked about it last week because it was announced the day of. So we did have
Yeah.
some day of news to talk about.
They
but
announced they were doing it, but it didn't start till the next day.
Yes,
And so we had to wait a week.
Exactly, which I always
Or
annoys
6
me when
days
that
to be
happens.
exact.
Yeah. So yeah, last Wednesday on Shut-Ins, we talked about how Nintendo had just out of nowhere said, "Hey, we're doing a direct tomorrow,"
Yeah.
and then
PlayStation scared them, had them shaking in their
yeah,
boots.
I mean honestly, with how insane the PlayStation showcase was, I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of it.
I still think the Nintendo Direct was awesome, but I still think PlayStation holds the handle for most surprising drops.
I was gonna say that. I mean, because that was
Or
like
announcements,
that's
not
essentially.
drops.
I mean, because with PlayStation, that's essentially what they would have done at E3, but they don't mess with E3 anymore. That's why Nintendo.
As they shouldn't.
Nintendo won E3 this year because it was like the only really good presentation.
Raise your hand if you care about E3. No one's hands are raised.
Well, when it's virtual, not at all. But then, yeah, a couple weeks ago, PlayStation has that incredible showcase, and now we have this. This is a pretty good. This is a pretty good year.
it was a good Direct. I was just saying PlayStation won on the scale of the magnitude of the announcements they have.
Okay, so I don't have the exact order of things.
I just
that
have like
were
a
announced.
rough list, honestly.
Yeah, I do too.
And I'm just going to follow your lead here because you're more Nintendo focused than I am on things.
Right.
Like, I know a lot of what they do, but not everything.
Right. But yeah, so I guess we can start off with one of the biggest things. So an ongoing joke for the last almost 4 years was if Bayonetta 3 was ever going to come out. Because
I do remember that.
Bayonetta 3 was announced in 2017 to be being made.
Yeah.
And radio silent. They announced, I think they talked about it like over a year ago, and all they said about it was the game is still being worked on. It is still going to come out. It is not canceled. Because I guess after 2 years of nothing at that time, they were like, uh-oh, a lot of people are just convinced it's canceled. We should tell them not. So then, obviously, last year they didn't do many directs because of everything. But at the very end, the very last thing they showed, they were just like, we have one more thing to show you, which they always do at every direct. And so there's the army dudes. They're fighting this big, ugly monster thing. And then I was in a Discord call with some friends of mine watching this, and we were just like, what is this? And so then we were like, oh, wait. They're like, this is a Bayonetta, is it? We were like, there's no way. Because everybody thought that. Everybody was like so dead set on this game's just never going to come out, you know?
Yeah.
So then it was going, people were like, no, it's an Astral Chain sequel. And I believe that's made by the same people that made Bayonetta, and Astral Chain came out a couple years ago. And everybody was just like, you're probably right. And then, like, some, like, bullets come in, and they look exactly like the kind Bayonetta shoot, and it makes, like, a mark on the thing, and everybody's like, no, it is Bayonetta! Oh, my God! And then it shows the, like, dog mascot costume from Astral Chain with, like, its hand up in a gun shape, and they're like, oh, no, they baited us again. It is Astral Chain. And then right as the monster went to attack the dog thing, all of a sudden everything turns purple and slows down, which indicates Witch Time, which is one of Bayonetta's abilities. And then Bayonetta, new hairstyle and all, flies in and starts beating up this monster. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's real. Not only is it real, they showed gameplay.
Yeah.
Radio silent for almost 4 years. And out of nowhere, it wasn't leaked, I don't think. There was like a leak before, but it was about one of the other games.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear any leaks or like rumors that it was going to be Bayonetta 3. No one knew. No one expected it. No one knew. And so everybody collectively lost their minds because not only does this game still exist, not only is this a trailer, this is a gameplay trailer. And it was announced to be coming out, no official date, but coming out next year. And they had a weird tease at the end with a character that looked completely different. And people were kind of joking that it was a character from Devil May Cry.
Yeah, Virgil.
Yeah, that was Virgil. But it's probably just I believe there's a Bayonetta character named Jean or Jean.
It's probably
it's probably just her new hairdo.
I say, if anything, it's either another character looking different or just
it's a new character. Yeah. If it did turn out to be Virgil, I would lose my mind.
That would be funny.
That would be insane if there was that kind of crossover.
I was gonna make a joke.
But yeah, no, the meme is dead. The meme of Bayonetta 3 not showing up in Nintendo Rex is dead.
No, I know that. I was just gonna
It's crazy.
I was gonna make a joke. Don't jump over the table and hit me. Technically, we got Bayonetta gameplay from Smash, so we're good.
That is fair, but her in
Hey.
Smash 4 was broken and everyone hated it, and her in Smash Ultimate is awful. She is garbage
Yeah,
in that game.
I literally was like, oh, I remember Bayonetta.
Yeah.
I tried it out a few times previously.
And it's not good. But speaking,
This is terrible.
Yeah, that's everybody's collective thing. But I'm glad you mentioned Smash because a lot of people were maybe not expecting, or some people probably were. But we talked about this last week about how there's only one DLC character left in Smash Bros. And we were like, it's possible
Goku.
that they reveal it at this direct. But we didn't know for sure. And I remember you were asking me about it since I've been with the game since day one.
Yeah, I was like, what do you think?
What do I think? So, but my main thing was, I just want them to announce it, whatever it is, because I'm so sick and tired of seeing other people talk about it and hearing discourse. I'm fed up. And so I was hoping to have some sweet release from this just annoyance. And I didn't get that. They all of a sudden Smash music starts playing, and they're like, "We have some information on the news about the newest Smash character." And I was like, "Please just say there's a trailer." And then it's like, "Take a look at this," and they said on October 5th, Sakurai will have a stream. It's gonna be 10 a.m. Eastern time. I believe it is a Tuesday, and it says Mr. Sakurai presents the final Smash Ultimate DLC character. So we had to wait a couple more weeks, or I guess it's this next week now. From that, from that announcement, it was like a week. Yeah, from that or Tuesday.
Or Tuesday, yeah.
So from that announcement, it was a week and a half away. So I was like, whatever. At least I don't have to wait that much longer. Then some people, so it's funny as well, Gavin, when you were talking to me about that last week, because then on that Thursday, before two of the friends that I watched it with, we were talking earlier that day. And it was like one of my friends was asking me the same questions you were. It was funny. He was just like, "Oh, what's your take? What do you think they'll do about it?" And I was like, "Oh, that's funny. I was asked that on my radio show yesterday." But yeah, my whole thing was still, I don't know. I just want the character to be fun. And then because some people were thinking "Oh, because it's having its own thing, it's gonna be something huge." And I was like, "Yeah, but I think the last time they said, hey, here's a new Smash character, and they're announcing it as well as going into detail at the same time." The last time I did that, I believe, was with Steve Minecraft.
Yeah.
And I mean, mixed.
Well, it was a crazy character.
It was crazy. That's still mixed on that. Because I remember we talked about that when it happened here on the show. And then one of the major times before that was the last character of the first pack, and everybody got up at 9 in the morning, and a lot of people thought it was going to be Dante from Devil May Cry, and it was Byleth from Fire Emblem, which retroactively people aren't as mad at because that character is cracked. And MKLeo is an insane player.
Yeah.
He got second at the tournament that happened, the major tournament that happened this weekend. But he also his pilots are kind of getting stomped, so it may be back to the drawing board for some things.
All right.
But still, but also with something else we talked about with my friends was my friend that plays a lot of Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying I would really like for them to have some Monster Hunter Rise content because. He's like, I don't want them to forget about this game because then Monster Hunter Stories 2 came out and they were kind of focusing on that. He was like, I kind of want them to add more content because it seems like every couple months there's all right, here's new pet. So anyway, Stories 2, and then just completely ignore it. The show, I'm in a call with them. The show opens up and it just looks all dark and weird. Everybody's like, what is this? And then you see a Rathalos appear, which is a Monster Hunter animal. So he starts losing his mind. I'm like, I can't believe we were talking about this 2 hours ago. And now it's happening. So then they announced Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and they specifically labeled it as a massive expansion. So I assume it'll be something like with Monster Hunter World, what they did with Monster Hunter World Iceborne, where it was a $40 DLC, but it's basically double the content of the original game. It's insanely just massive how much content was in that. But the thing that my friend said that he had found it was leaked, that he was nice enough to not tell us what that was announced, was not only a new Kirby game, but it's a 3D open world Kirby game.
Yeah,
which
I saw
don't
that.
believe has been done before.
It's like that one Mario game.
It's like Mario Odyssey. The
Odyssey.
People made,
That's the name of it.
Yeah. So I was not expecting a new Kirby game, like a major one, because there's been other Kirby games, but ever since Sakurai has not been part of it, after creating it, the games have kind of been hit or miss here or there. People are very fond of the older ones, but this one seems more true to form of some of the older ones because it's not because some of the last couple of games have seemed kind of copy paste with each other. I think Kirby Star Allies is one of the last one that came out, and people were like, "This game's kind of boring. It's just kind of the same thing as the last couple ones." That was a major consensus I got from people who watched it and played it. But this is a 3D platform game of Kirby. And it's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's coming out spring of next year, which is relatively soon. Yeah. From not knowing it existed until today.
It looks crazy too.
I'm
really cool.
I am so excited for it. I'm just so happy it's a main console big Kirby game.
I just watched him turn into Link.
Well, no, that's Sword Kirby. He's had that since day one. Yeah, it just looked.
I'm sorry, I got used to Smash when Kirby just turned into the characters he sucked in.
Right, yeah, that's fair. They also, funnily enough, people always make the joke that they never talk about Nintendo Online at these presentations, and miraculously they did. They announced that, it's a blessing and a curse. They announced something cool. It was the least Nintendo thing and then the most Nintendo thing at the same time. they actually listen to people, and they not only are going to be putting Nintendo 64 games with their online service, because they have NES and SNES as a part of it now. They're not only adding N64 games, like some at launch, and then they showed some they're planning on adding later, one of them being Banjo-Kazooie, which is crazy that you'll be able to play Banjo-Kazooie on a Nintendo Switch. That's nuts. But, yeah, like for a Banjo-Kazooie game on a Nintendo console for the first time since the N64.
Yeah.
And you're just playing a virtual N64. Insane. That's like the least Nintendo thing ever. But they also announced one with Sega Genesis games as well.
That's crazy.
Which, and on top of that, they're releasing a like plug-in version that's compatible to Switch of an N64 controller and a Sega Genesis controller. That's a Nintendo-owned and made Sega controller. That's crazy.
Which is nuts.
I can't believe
Could you imagine
that.
playing Smash with it?
I jokingly, a lot of people were like, okay, if you see somebody pull up a Smash tournament with an N64 controller, you were legally allowed to bully them. But also, I made the joke, that before I saw that tweet, I made the joke with people there, I'm like, okay, but can I buy this one and play Smash Ultimate with this? Because playing Smash Ultimate with a Smash 64 controller would be really funny. It would probably suck awfully.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be really funny. But then they pulled the most Nintendo thing, and it's not just part of Nintendo Online. It's going to be part of a new tier of Nintendo Online.
An expansion pack.
Yeah, they're referring to it as Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack because Nintendo doesn't know how the internet works. Still, to this day, no idea
It's
how it
hard,
works.
bro.
It's really not.
Hey, all I'm saying is the most important thing from this direct that I've seen. Mario Party Superstars.
Yes, that comes out next month.
The return of so I love Mario Party to begin with.
I do too.
And N64's Mario Party is still my favorite one. I like the GameCube one too, but
Well, there's multiple on both.
yeah.
I'm sure trying to remember which one.
I'm just thinking like the OG
just
one.
in general. Yes.
Whatever. They brought back my favorite boards, specifically
Yes.
Horrorland. Not surprising, I know. Not
Yes.
surprising.
That's
Whatever.
so-
Gavin likes horror.
No, that's the thing. Like, I think we talked about this when it was announced earlier this year, or maybe we didn't. I think that was during E3, so we might not have talked. Yeah, I think it was maybe during E3, so we didn't talk about it. But yes, it's a new Mario Party game where it takes 5 boards from older games and a bunch of mini games from across the entire series.
Yes, and I love Mario Party.
I do too.
Honestly, Mario Party, I might enjoy a lot more than Mario Kart.
No, I feel you. I mean, yeah, both make you love and hate your friends at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Which is definitely fun. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
that game, we're going to have to wrap up here. But these are some of the main things. Another main thing is that they went more into depth about Splatoon 3. They showed some gameplay, some new weapons and stuff, and some weird stuff that's part of the story. I didn't really follow all of that because I haven't. Also, they announced a direct during a direct, which was weird.
For the Animal Crossing.
For Animal Crossing, that'll be coming. I don't remember when they said, but I think it's in a couple months. So it's Animal Crossing direct, and they already announced that Brewster content will be back, which should have been in the game from the beginning. But
Facts.
still, it's going to happen, and they're getting more content. And there's been a distinct lack of Animal Crossing content, so I'm glad that they're finally adding more stuff. I was hoping for Mario Kart 9, and instead got Chocobo GP, which is a Final Fantasy racing game with chocobos and other characters.
How many
Which
people
is
do you
really
think are
funny.
actually going to buy that, though?
I mean, I would buy it, honestly. It's the closest to.
That was a
it's
genuine
something-
question, though.
No, I mean, people will buy that. Yeah, people love racing games. People bought the Phantom Menace one, Bombat Racing. People still buy that, bro. People still. Play
I'm just asking.
I know.
You don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. If it's a racing game,
Feelings.
if it's a racing game, even close to Mario Kart, and it's not awful, people will get it.
My
and play
favorite racing game that I haven't seen or heard of in a long time was the Sonic one, where they were on like the hoverboard things.
Oh, Sonic, racers or what? Not Sonic Racers, but the with the hoverboards.
Yeah,
Yes, that stuff
that
was
one
cool.
was sick.
They should absolutely bring that back. Is it board? Is it just Sonic boards? I don't remember.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Yeah, but yeah, that'll be the last
But-
thing we look up before we wrap up.
Sonic
The board
hoverboard game.
Yeah,
Sonic Riders.
Sonic Riders.
Zero gravity.
that's what it is.
yeah.
All right.
We miss it.
Yes, we do.
We miss you.
Yeah, so that is going to be it for this episode of the Showdown Talk Show. Thank you so much for those listening on the air or online. If that's fixed, I actually don't know if it's fixed. And for those of you watching at Twitch or later on YouTube when it gets uploaded within a week. Today was a bad day. I didn't upload last week's till today, but I'm trying to fix
It's all right.
that.
I just uploaded last week's Pass the Aux to YouTube today.
That's
so
fair. As long as the content is there, it's there.
We're
That's all that
doing it.
matters.
I swear.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I will upload this week's Pass the Aux to soon also. So
Yeah, I'm also. Normally I'd be like,
keep your eye peeled on that.
I was gonna say I was also in the episode, so I'm cool with us talking about.
Yeah, Jacob's usually like, hey, do it.
Yeah, but anyways, yes, that is gonna be it for this week. We'll see you all next week. I've been Jacob Pickett,
And I've been Gavin Cook.
and we'll see you all next time.
We own this place.
We own this place.
We are shut-ins gods.
Yep. All right.
No disrespect.
Chill
No
out.
disrespect to our homeboy Chris Lopez, because we miss him so much.
Yes.
But he could have chosen better successors.
Correct. All right. Well, bye Twitch.
By Twitch.
Have fun watching this on. Let me do this right. You can watch this on YouTube.
Chicka
whatever.
yeah.
Bye bye.